Jaipur is the capital and the largest city of the northwestern Indian state of Rajasthan. Jaipur was founded in 1727 by Savai Jai Singh II, the Rajput ruler of Amer, after whom the city is named. During the rule of Savai Ram Singh II, the city was painted pink to welcome Albert Edward, the Prince of Wales, in 1876. Many of the avenues remain painted in pink, giving Jaipur a distinctive appearance and the nickname Pink City. It is also known as the Paris of India for its tourist attractions. Jaipur is a major tourist destination in India, forming a part of the Golden Triangle along with Delhi and Agra. The Jantar Mantar Observatory, a collection of 19 astronomical instruments, and Amer Fort are World Heritage Sites. The world-famous Hawa Mahal is a 5-story pyramidal shaped monument with 953 windows that rises 50 feet from its high base. Visitor attraction also include Jal Mahal, City Palace, and Amer Fort. The presidential suite at the Raj Palace Hotel, built at $45,000 per night, was listed in second place on CNN World's 15 most expensive hotel suites. Apart from tourism, Jaipur is fueled by gemstone cutting, the manufacture of jewelry and luxury textiles, handicrafts, and information technology. Jaipur has its own performing arts. The Jaipur Gharana for Kathak is one of the 3 gharanas of the major North Indian classical dance form. Jaipur is also famous for the Jaipur Literature Festival, the world's largest free literature festival in which authors, writers, and literature lovers from all over the country participate. The city is represented in the IPL by Rajasthan Royals, which is based in Savai Mansingh Stadium, and in Pro Kabaddi League by Jaipur Pink Panthers. Polo is also a popular sport played here in Jaipur. But none of the sports has a legacy as rich as golf in Jaipur and the Rambagh Golf Club. In the days before the Rambagh Palace had been converted to a heritage hotel, Rajmata Gayatri Devi commissioned a golf course on the palace grounds. The year was 1944, when the first golf course in Rajputana became known as Rambagh Golf Club. The RGC was conceived as an 18-hole brown course that encouraged local citizenry to take up the novel sport. Remarkable development in the playing facilities over the years and greening of the course makes the RGC a major attraction for tourists. With the view of the forts of Nahargarh and Moti Dungri from the links, a true spectacle. This week, RGC plays host to Victoria's Choice presents Jaipur Open 2025, powered by Shubhashish Homes. The cut came down at even par 140, with 54 professionals progressing to the money rounds. Veer Elawat, the 2024 PGTI ranking winner, produced a tournament low score of 8 under 62. An error-free round that propelled him 9 spots to tied third at 11 under 129. Joining Veer Elawat in joint third place was Ravi Kumar. PGTI Order of Merit leader Yuvraj Sandhu shot a 63 to end round 2 in second place at 12 under 128. thus rising 4 spots from day 1. But it was Kushal Singh's terrific 7 under 63 that helped him surge ahead on day 2. Gurugram's Kushal Singh totaled 13 under 127 at the halfway stage to gain 1 spot from his overnight tied second place and hold a 1-shot lead.
This is the PGTI season of 2025. Kushal Singh leads the way here on this penultimate day after the front nine at 15 under par. He's made 2 birdies on that front nine to keep his lead after the first 2 days. Yuvraj Sandhu also trying to catch up on him, currently at 14 under par, and Badal Hussain from Bangladesh following closely at 11 under alongside Harsh Gangwar. Divyanshu Bajaj is also trying to get back into form with 4 under par on that front nine this morning, currently at a tie for 5th position at 10 under alongside Veer Alawat and Ravi Kumar. Shaurya Bhattacharya, Vishesh Sharma make up for the 8th and 9th positions, while Viraj Madappa and Khalin Joshi Mohammad Azhar make up for the 10th. I am Rahul Bajaj here at the commentary booth, joined alongside my namesake Rahul Banerjee.
Welcome to all our viewers, Rahul, and good day to catch up on the action. Moving day, day 3 at the Jaipur Open at Rambagh Golf Club. Short but testing course, as you can see through during the course of the next 2 days. And already scores, I think, are indicative of the fact that there is a nice little battle building up between the top 4 or 5. Kushal, of course, like Rahul mentioned, has held on to his overnight lead. He was second on after the first day. He climbed to the top. But in hot pursuit is PGTI rankings leader Yuvraj Sandhu, who's also sort of keeping pace. He dropped a shot early to start the day with, but has very quickly made up with a birdie and an eagle. And as they make the turn, it is 15 under to the event leader Kushal Singh of Gurgaon and 14 under par to Yuvraj Sandhu. Also, not very far away are the likes of Badal Hussain. Harsh Gangwar, a name we don't see very often on the leaderboard, but good to see new faces. As Rahul mentioned, Divyanshu Bajaj making a run today, while Veer Alawat was in the not very far off the pace yesterday, but he's having a little bit of strife. He's having to, he I'm sure will settle down. He's a fine player, very experienced, spent a year in Europe. And as we catch up with the action, there's seems to be a very, very fine day at the Rambagh Golf Course.
Well, temperatures here at 24 degrees centigrade. Wind is blowing at about 9 kilometers per hour. And of course, a beautiful golf course to be played and beautiful conditions here at the Rambagh Golf Club. The 2 namesakes and the RBs are also joined alongside today by Ashwin Krishnan. He will be joining us here in the commentary booth, and you all will hear him shortly.
Drone pilots in action, some lovely shots, a nice green look to the course. Of course, Jaipur being one of the prettiest cities in the wonderful state of Rajasthan, Udaipur, Jodhpur, some of the other bigger towns, and this is catching up on the action on the 11th tee.
There we have the view of the new clubhouse here at the Rambagh Golf Club. They've really been going from strength to strength, promoting the sport here in the region. That's Harsh Gangwar on our screen playing the long par 3, the 11th hole. He's taking 2 club lengths back from the front of that tee box. For all of you who may not know the rules, you can go up to 2 club lengths behind where the tee box lies in to place your tee. So you don't have to be necessarily right in the middle of the tee pegs. You can actually place yourself a little behind. So in case you have a club which could probably, has a little more yardage than you need, you could do that. Harsh Gangwar on the tee. Currently 2 under par through that front nine, 11 under par for the tournament. Players should hit anywhere between a 4-iron to a hybrid club on this hole. The hole spans about 215 odd yards from this tee box. It's a little bit of a tabletop-ish green. Tough to stop the ball once you pitch it on the green. But all these players, of course, are some of the best players that you've seen here in the country, and they should be able to stop the ball anywhere on a dime. Harsh Gangwar, unfortunately, leaving himself a bit of work over here from the right side of the green, has left himself in a bit of a thick spot, I think.
Yeah, you have to get among the trees there, Rahul. I think, played it a little bit to the right, more than he would have liked, obviously. The other members of this group, of course, Arjun Prasad and Ravi Kumar, who we'll see shortly on our screens. And having seen Harsh go a little bit to the right, I'm sure they will be fine tuning their lines, so to say, as they hit off the tee.
Pin today on the 11th is 10 in from the front and 5 from the left. So Harsh's golf ball should be in a pretty decent spot to be able to cook up something of a nice chip from there. Should be able to get close. Ravi Kumar now. Ravi's done a fine job of that tee shot. He should be pretty close to the hole. He's left himself in a very decent spot. Should have nothing more than about 18 feet for a birdie over here.
That was a lot straighter. I think
That's probably the way that you want to play this hole for a lot of guys. They kind of pitch it right in the front edge and let the ball release up to the hole with that little jump. We take a look now at Arjun Prasad, who's been in fine form through the year.
he's currently, I think, third in the order of merit. Was second till a few events ago, and he was overtaken by Shaurya Bhattacharya, but still very close. All to play for with this one and 3 further events to go in the PGTI's 2025 schedule. Arjun Prasad looking very straight.
Pretty fine tee shot here for Arjun Prasad as well, giving himself a flat stick in the hand and nothing more than about 12 or 13 feet for a birdie.
Great shot. I mean, absolutely pin high, and that's exactly what he would have wanted this morning. Yuvraj Sandhu now the order of merit leader by a distance and growing. Has had a terrific season, 5 wins. Played with great focus, as you can see with this shot. Very measured approach. Literally has the ball dancing around the shadow of the flag. You'll be quite pleased with that effort. This is the 10th hole. And on this pass, it's a par 70 course. And we had a starting field of 126. And we just saw Yuvraj Sandhu on your screen. Shaurya Bhattacharya, of course, in second place. Arjun Prasad is third, as things stand. And we have 2 very lucrative events to go in the season. And somebody seems to be in a little bit of strife there. In the meantime, Amul is having a little bit of attention. A very solid and steady partner of the PGTI and its efforts to promote and widen the sphere of golf.
Well, the Jaipur Open here has been presented by Shubhashish Homes and is being played for a prize purse of 1 crore rupees alongside the tour partner Victoria's Choice. And after this event, the players move to Vishwasamudra Open at the Delhi Golf Club for a prize purse of 2 crore rupees. That is one of the big prize purses that Rahul Banerjee just referred to. Sidco Open for 1 crore rupees at a new venue, the Khargar Valley Golf Course. I hear it's a beautiful venue to be played. And Tata Open at the Kolmuri and Beldi Golf Clubs in Jamshedpur for a prize purse of 2 crore rupees. So lots of golf still remains in this 2025 calendar, and has been an extremely busy year here for the professionals, Mr. Banerjee.
29 events in all, or 28 in all, is a fairly heavy schedule. And let's not forget there was a fairly large break in the middle. Yuvraj Sandhu on screen now, having a very long look at what should be a birdie putt, what is a birdie putt, and an opportunity to catch up with our event leader Kushal Singh.
Along with that, we also had the international events that took place at various venues across the country through the year. We had a bunch of them, including the Indian Open that happened at the start of the year. And then we had the DP World event that happened just very recently, where players like Rory McIlroy, Tommy Fleetwood, and Shane Lowry bestowed upon the Delhi Golf Club and showed us their prowess. And of course, Tommy Fleetwood took the honors of winning the inaugural tournament here. And as we take a look at Harsh Gangwar coming up from off the green here on the 11th.
A very delicate little shot there, Rahul. Like I said, it's a tabletop green. It could, but
There was a bit of a
little cautious, I think, with that.
so definitely needs to get some heat going into that putter. Victorious Choice, an entity inspired by the philosophy of Choice International Limited that has risen to become a unicorn in the financial sector with its unique and innovative approach of the joy of earning. It's the presenting partner for this week's Jaipur Open alongside our partners Shubhashish Homes, who Shubhashish Homes builds with vision, discipline, and an unwavering dedication to excellence. From villas to high-rise residences, every project is planned with future-ready innovation and detail-driven execution. It has a reputation which is built on trust, quality, and leadership in the real estate world. Talking about real estate, golf courses are a part of some of the finest real estates in the world. And now let's take a look back at Arjun Prasad, who's getting up for a very realistic birdie opportunity over here after a bit of a slow start here on this front nine. Very unlike Arjun Prasad, coming off with 4 bogeys and just 1 birdie on this front nine today. So has been a tough front nine for Arjun with another bogey that came in on the 10th hole for him. So he's 4 over for the day, 5 under for the tournament. So it's going to be expensive. He needs to get something going. Ravi Kumar coming up just short for a birdie. He himself has turned at 1 over par, makes a par on the 10th hole, now remains at 10 under. These players need to cook up something nice and special on this back nine to get close to Kushal Singh, because Kushal and Yuvraj certainly are not going to let up over here. That was Veer Elawat. Birdie putt here for Veer. Rolling one in brilliantly. Greens here at the Rambagh Golf Club are playing absolutely beautifully this week. Rolling at the speed of 8.1 on the stimp for the day.
And Yuvraj certainly taking his time. He knows this is a good opportunity for him to close the gap. Here's a little replay of Veer's long putt, 25 feet.
Well, this will just get Veer back to even par for the day and be at 11 under for the tournament. So a shot picked up nonetheless. Yuvraj Sandhu now. He's got a bit of a left-right putt here for his birdie on the 10th hole. The 10th hole is a dogleg to the left par 4 on the Rambagh Golf Club. It plays to 347 yards. Players usually try to hit about a 210 odd yard tee shot with a 5-iron or so. And after that, they get a probably 100 to 115 yard shot depending on where they've placed themselves and where the pin's location is. That ball seems to have moved the other way.
Looked low all the way, Rahul. It just seemed to be cutting away from the time it left his putter face.
So very much an attackable green owing to the length. If you can place yourself in the fairway nicely and depending on where the flag is placed that day, you could really have a good look with a wedge. But of course, you've got to hit a sharp wedge from there. Kushal Singh now our leader, 15 under par.
This young man has had a very good late run in the season. He did well at a PGTI Next Gen event in Bhubaneswar, and since then he's kind of been, he's kept himself in the mix, so to say. So, taking his time, which he should.
Kushal, of course, making a comeback of sorts in the sport. He used to play professional golf, and then for a couple of years, got off it and probably was doing other things, or maybe was still preparing his game on the side, as it seems. And he's now back to play professional golf and has been playing this year very full time. And unfortunately, that putt coming short of the hole, as
The
the
superb
bird tells
read
us that
there.
that was a bogey putt that has come up short here for him. So that should be a double bogey, but I will wait to confirm that.
That was unfortunate, but it was a very, very good effort. I mean, just a little bit more heat on that, and he would have found the cup.
I think he miscued that tee shot on the 10th hole. So, um, you know, this dog leg to the left over here, it's got a huge jungle sort of an area between the tee box and the green. And that's why players have to play around it. Um, so if you hit a slightly missed tee shot, you could actually end up in a spot where it'd be tough to play from. And I think Kushal found himself at that spot because we did see Veer trying to help him look for his golf ball right next to somewhere that Amul board was.
Yes, we did see him looking for the ball in that little patch there. So it's unfortunate. It,
Colin Joshi is just slowly sort of creeped up onto that leaderboard with birdie on hole number 13 and an eagle on hole number 14, moving up to 9 under par in a tie for 7th position. With 3 birdies on that front nine, 1 bogey, a drop shot on the 10th. Colin Joshi currently at 5 under par for the day.
yeah, nice overhead view of this slightly narrow looking fairway. It's rough on two sides, trees on the right guarding what looks to be not really a dog leg roll, but it's more like a gentle sort of a bend left to right as we go down the fairway.
An old Parkland sort of design, the Rambagh Golf Club. Back on the 11th tee box with the group of Yuvraj Sandhu, Kushal Singh, and Veer Alawat. Veer to tee off first.
It's good to see a sprinkling of spectators already in on site. Normally, it's the final day that draws the crowds, but today is day three, moving day of this 1 crore rupee PGTI event, the Jaipur Open.
Well, of course, great weather brings people out with the bright sunlight that you have on this winter morning. It's absolutely a beautiful day to be out there. And of course, Jaipur has its own history with sports, with polo being a very revered sport in the city. Veer Alawat seems to have missed that one off to the left side of the green. That'll be a tough up and down to that flag today.
In fact, this where this area where the golf course itself is situated around is a fairly large park, and there's a polo ground as you mentioned as part of it, and a local friend joining in the fun, having a look, but he seems to be more interested in his breakfast. That's the way it is in the world of nature. And our new event leader, Yuvraj Sandhu, on tee number 11. Yuvraj, of course, benefiting from a two-shot swing on the 10th hole itself. He was a shot behind, and he's now, I beg it, it's a three-shot swing there. He was a shot behind, he's now two. I beg it. I'm reading things wrong today. It's a two-shot swing. I was right the first time. Yuvraj now.
Well, I think nothing's really been lost for Kushal right now. He's still got the remaining 8 holes to be played to stay in contention. And of course, we have another round of 18 holes tomorrow. So, a blemish, but nonetheless, we'll have the rest of the 8 holes to cover up. And in fact, probably could go even lower than where he was at. Yuvraj Sandhu, of course, finding the dance floor here with that tee shot. A nice move to have got off the golf ball there with that little disturbance either in the mind or on the external. Kushal Singh now off the tee.
I think also there's a lesson for all weekend warriors there, Rahul. If you're not really sure about what you want to do, take a step back, take a second breath, reassess, and then come back to the ball. Kushal Singh, till recently our event leader, he will want to get his round back on track and put the pressure rather back on Yuvraj.
A brilliant golf shot here for Kushal Singh, setting himself a realistic birdie opportunity just about 6 feet away on the 11th. What a way to come back with that double bogey on the 10th.
Exactly what I think he needed, Rahul, just even to pick himself up a little bit. After that, obviously, it's never easy to absorb a double bogey. And I think he's done a great job. Tremendous bounce back. Nailed that tee shot, like Rahul Bajaj said, to within literally 6 or 7 feet of the pin.
Absolutely fantastic shot with a long iron, letting that ball drop down like a soft butterfly as we take a look at Shaurya Bhattacharya coming off the bunker on the right side of hole number 13. 13, the par 3. So deceptive kind of a par 3 here, the 13th hole. It's not a very long hole, but kind of tends to get the better of players on many occasions. Only 167 yards, slightly downhill. Players would usually hit somewhere between a 9 or an 8 iron, depending on what length their clubs go to, and can play a little difficult owing to the trees in the front of the tee box, which run up all the way to the green, making it a little difficult for the player to judge how far it really is. There we have the tee box right back there. So you've got to get that golf ball to hit the yardage absolutely correctly to get it close to this hole.
Sure, I think found himself in a bit of a difficult position there, Rahul, because he was be close to the edge of to the face of the bunker, so to say, and he chopped it out. He would have the ball, I think, ran on a little bit further than he would have liked, but that's the rub of the green, so to say.
Sure, now putting for par here. Quick to move in with that putter, reads the line, and off he goes. And it's a good thing to sort of note that it's very important these days to start to play fast because you could actually hold a putt for par from even a long range.
No, that was a really good effort. I mean, he just literally left himself 3 inches to tap in. Fortunate with that coming out of the bunker. So
Great effort here by Shaurya to save a par as we take a look at him playing alongside Badal Hussain. We've also got Mohammad Azhar in his group, and as I now call upon Ashwin Krishnan to join us here in the commentary booth.
that was really, really unfortunate. That ball just popping in and out. Brisk, brisk walk off. Here's a little replay of that putt. You can see the ball actually dips in and then pops out again. It's unfortunate. Just maybe in half an inch to the right, it would have seen the ball find the center of the cup, but that was not to be. And action continues in the 1 crore rupee Jaipur Open presented by Victorious Choice. Victorious Choice, of course, has been a hospitality partner in different parts of during different stages of the tour. Veera Lawat with a delicate little chip there. Wonderful effort. Just ball breaking away at the very last minute. That would have been a superb gain. He found himself in a very difficult spot, playing his tee shot to the left, as we saw a little while earlier. Recovering well and almost chipping in. Veer, of course, one of the beneficiaries of the PGTI's agreement with the DP World, that is the European Tour. The ranking leader gets his full card in Europe for the tour, and he's just back from his stint. And the man on your screen is the one who's in the hot seat at the moment for his turn in Europe. Missed out a few years ago, battled all the way down to the wire with Manu Gandas, who eventually did benefit and was the first to get the TP World Tour card on behalf of the PGTI. Two others have followed. O.P. Chauhan thereafter, and most recently Veer Alawat. And the man on your screen now is the front runner to join that group, Yuvraj Sandhu, also our event leader. He knew that straight away that he did not make the best use of that opportunity, given the high standards he sets for himself. Ashwin, welcoming co-commentator Ashwin Krishnan to the action, and we just saw PGTI rankings leader and the event leader leave himself with a little bit more to do on this hole. Kushal Singh now on screen.
Thank you so much, sir. It's a pleasure commentating alongside two Rahuls, and not only do their names match, their initials do too.
But someone came up with this little thing, the RBs of Indian golf. So, and so I actually copied it. It was quite a cute little write-up featuring Mr. Bajaj and self. Kushal. But on the mic, it's the two RBs on the mic on occasion, as and when the producers see fit to match us. It's always a pleasure commentating along with Rahul, usually experienced player, now a coach and commentator, and Ashwin Krishnan, involved with the game from almost the days the PGTI first started to spread its wings.
Not to mention the support we received from Mr. Rahul Banerjee over the years, from media. Kushal Singh drains that. Man with clearly his confidence is right up there. He can smell blood, and he's not letting up.
14 under is the leading score as things stand on day 3 of the Jaipur Open. PG rankings, order of merit leader Yuvraj Sandhu in a very familiar position. Ashwin, he likes to set the pace, and this is converted that method of play into 5 wins this season already. Firmly ahead in the money list as well, and one shot up the road from Kushal, who was still a little while ago the leader by one shot. Overnight leader, of course, Kushal Singh of Gurgaon, like Rahul Bajaj mentioned, making a comeback to the game. Did well in a Gen Next event in Bhubaneswar some weeks ago, and today making a bid to actually put himself back or put himself in the winner's circle tomorrow. But Yuvraj Sandhu certainly will have something to say about that as he lines up his par putt.
And he drains it. There's one thing one notices nowadays with these thick grips for these putters. This is a question that Rahul Bajaj will be able to answer. Or would you know, sir? Why these thick grips are so common now?
They say they call the fat boy grips, I think, and they say it gives more stability to the grip, which our resident coach and co-commentator will expound at greater length when he gets back on air. But I was in Baroda till yesterday, and I had to use a club set, and they gave me a putter with this fat. I normally use a very normal grip, and I actually found it quite comfortable. I was very skeptical, but maybe like I said, Rahul Bajaj will give us more on that from the point of view of actually being a former professional and now a coach. But just as a weekend warrior, it was, like I said, it sat very easily in the hands. This is so important to get your balance and your feel right.
Oh, that can be heartbreaking to say the least. To have a putt just lip out. Sometimes it circles the cup and comes to a standstill barely half an inch away. So this one was one of those moments.
In fact, it's the second one in the last 10 minutes or so we've seen, Ashwin. We just saw Kushal another putt just lip out a few minutes ago. So Action continues, of course, in the Jaipur Open at the picturesque and tree-lined Rambagh Golf Club.
That's Ravi Kumar, 10 under. And as Rahul mentioned earlier, the greens are reading at 8.1. True greens, an excellent golf course, an outstanding facility. This is the 8th edition of the Jaipur Open being played here at the Rambagh Palace Golf Course. There's a lot more pressure when you have a short putt facing you. I mean, a longer putt, you can always give yourself an option for a second putt, but a short putt gives you no breathing space, so to speak. And as we mentioned,
This is true heartbreak in front of you. I'm captured beautifully right there. The ball just poised on the lip.
that circled the cup and came to a standstill exactly as I'd mentioned, half an inch away from the cup.
Ravi Kumar first looked at his caddy, then he looked up at the sky and said, "What did I do wrong with that one?" Arjun Prasad now clean up. A couple of feet to go. No fuss. Cleanly done.
Meanwhile, Kushal Singh has drawn level with Yuvraj Sandhu. Neck to neck race here. We've still got one day to go.
Trees aren't green, the ocean is grey, the sky is a vapor, come away. My room is a mess, it could use a hand. My favorite TV shows are capturing. I know I must get it right, must get back in the fight. This can't be a surprise, I think I'll let it slide. I'm sleepwalking through all of my problems and
पढ़ता है खेलता है झूलता उछलता है दौड़ता कभी कभी दौड़ कराता है आगे आगे बढ़ता है इंडिया अमूल दूध पीता है इंडिया
I'm sorry, sir. My mistake.
पर हम भी सिद्धि है मुश्किल खड़ी है खोले सीना सामने एक चट्टान है मेरी जिद का बोले पसीना चट्टानों के अंदर आसमान है जिद क्या पावाली जिद क्या पावाली जिद क्या पावाली जिद
Bagh Palace Golf Course. Beautiful city, Jaipur, a low-lying city, not too many skyscrapers. Historic city. Rajasthan per se is a state with history from centuries, battles, monuments, name it, you have it there.
Ravi Kumar now on hole 13. This is par 3. It's guarded by trees in the front edge, so having to go right over, which is done beautifully. Pin high, literally 7 feet to go for that putt, to your birdie putt. Tremendous job there.
There are 6 par 3s on this golf course, which is unique compared to only 3 par 5s. And one of these par 3s has got Yuvraj Singh, has tested his abilities to the hilt. That is the par 3 6th. We'll come back to that.
Another very fine looking tee shot there. Also on the dance floor, just off it. Absolutely dead straight from Arjun there. And as you see now, Yuvraj Sandhu and like Ashwin pointed out a minute ago, Kushal Singh making the most of that birdie opportunity to pull back level. In fact, it was a good bounce back from the double bogey a few holes ago. So level pegging again at 14 under par after 13 holes by the lead group. Badal Hussain lurking very, very close by, 3 shots away. Ravi Kumar, we just saw on the screen, 10 under par. Veer Alawat also on 10 under par.
It's also interesting to watch how Jamal Hussain has been all pretty out of sorts this week. He is one who's been known to come back with a fighting round and back into contention. He's done that time and time again. One can never forget his outstanding win at Dig Boy in 2024. He was pretty much in the scheme of things even this year. But this particular week has seen Jamal pretty much off color.
Well, Jamal's compatriot having no such problems. Badal Hussain, also in the middle of a very fine season, is all the way up in third place, like I just mentioned a little while ago. 3 under par for the day, no damage on his card. After 13 holes, he's just, like I said, 3 shots off the pace, lurking dangerously, or as he sometimes tends to do. In Yuvraj Sandhu, very languid swing there, easy looking shot. And the ball literally, we hear this term very often in golf, dancing around the pin, and you just saw a perfect example of that. The control of, he had his yardage down perfectly, and let's watch this. Terrific, easy, soft swing. Dialed in perfectly. Yashwant, he literally just spun the ball across the face of the hole and inches away.
In fact, I don't know how it missed the cup.
Tremendous. The distance control, the trajectory, the spin, it just literally stopped, almost stopped dead where it fell, and then spun sharply to the left across, like we said, the face of the hole. So that will be virtually a tap in for us. Yet another birdie. That should be Yuvraj's second of the day. He has, of course, an eagle on the par 5 eighth.
This is the difference between Yuvraj Sandhu and the rest of the field. Yuvraj nails it where it's required. Like every champion sportsman, he knows when to play those outstanding shots, which puts pressure on the other on your opponents. And correct me if I'm wrong, sir. This shot that Yuvraj has just played, the approach shot, will put added pressure on his playing partners, because the putts they have are now suddenly look even more daunting.
I mean, they're definitely, in terms of distance, they're a little bit more than what he has. A little flip chip there, very nicely done indeed. Soft hands. Again, yet more example of balls dancing around the pin from there.
This is where the mental aspect of the game comes in. Now, Kushal Singh, the pressure is entirely on him. It's not easy being tied in the lead with a golfer of the caliber of Yuvraj Sandhu. Taking nothing away from Kushal Singh, he's played outstandingly this week, but he still has to deliver at the right moment.
Shaurya with using his lob wedge to great effect. Oh wow, that just rolled past the face. Again, some real skill and ball control on display here. And I think Rahul Bajaj having a good look at what his ward has just done, and he will step in to walk us through the next few holes. To describe that was really beautifully played. I think opened the face of his club completely, let the ball fly high and softly, and landing in, didn't even roll 2 feet. Ashwin, such was the control by Shaurya on that shot that it just literally just rolled across. But unfortunately, on this, not the same result over here. That chip falling short and falling into the bunker, now having to retrieve, but another great effort. Joining Ashwin in the commentary box, Rahul Bajaj.
Welcome, Rahul. Rahul brings with him a ton of experience as a player, as a coach, name it. He's been around the golfing circuit for decades now. First question, sorry, Rahul. Go ahead. The first question I want to ask you, Rahul, and I've been dying to ask you this, is what you've played this course before. What is so daunting about the par 3 sixth hole that has caused a golfer of the caliber of Yuvraj Sandhu to drop shots on 2 consecutive days on it?
Well, I think the sixth hole, the one thing that probably stands out over there is that it doesn't really line up very well for a draw player. I think that might be a reason why Yuvraj hasn't been. He's a draw player. He likes to push draw the golf ball, and how the tee box is located and the angle towards the green is such that for a multitude of pin positions on that green, to start that ball a little right on that tee shot could feel a little unnerving for, I guess, anyone if it's not very comforting to your eyes. I can perceive that as one of the reasons why that Yuvraj has struggled with it. Having said that, I wouldn't take anything away from the fact that Yuvraj is a player who has the world's experience now under his belt, and he could probably produce any golf shot. I mean, I can only perceive that to be one thing that could be a little daunting for the player or uncomfortable, if I may, to stand on that tee box and try to start that ball out towards the right side.
That's a great piece of information. These things matter in professional golf. Even if you've played years of professional golf, your basic technique does play its role off and on. This is the same thing with every sport, but golf in particular, because golf is very unforgiving in many ways.
Just like that, and as you can tell how unforgiving it is, right there, Badal Hussain, really not even getting the whiff of the hole from about 5 feet. Very unlike Badal Hussain, and you know, like the old tendencies, yes, and also I think one of the most difficult things is that embrace how the eyes look at the shot, because what the eyes are seeing, only that the body can create. So if a player sees the shot in a certain manner, then they see it in that manner. It's just that's just what it is, and we have to sort of respect that. I think that's something that players must respect, because then only their mind can send the right signal to their muscles to replicate. Should have no trouble here on the 13th hole. He can start it off as far right as he likes. There's enough room. 13th, as we spoke about a few moments ago, is about 160-yard par 3, going slightly downhill here in Jaipur from the tee to the green. And pin today is on the right side, bit towards the front. So let's see what does our leader Yuvraj Sandhu produce on this hole.
Lining up, routine is part of every top athlete's.
Absolutely, and Ashwin, you've absolutely nailed it there. And one of the things that if our viewers note about it, and in fact, I would implore every junior golfer who might be watching this, uh, you'll always notice a player like Yuvraj. He always follows his routine to the tee, placing himself on the left side of the hole over here, leaving himself nearly about 25 odd feet for a birdie.
So the routine, essentially, what it does, correct me if I'm wrong, Rahul, is that it directs your mind to perform things in a certain manner. So the mind, once you follow a routine, knows what to produce. If you break the routine, the mind gets put off guard.
Yes. So also there's like the whole preparation of the shot. You sort of within that little routine of yours, it could be fast, it could be slow, but it has to be yours. You sort of build the entire process of how you would like to align to the shot, how you would like to visualize the shot, and build that as you walk into the ball. Kushal Singh has a pretty quick routine, and a lovely tee shot here for Kushal, leaving himself a 10 or a 12 footer for a birdie, straight uphill towards the hole here on the 13. One of the best tee shots we've seen thus far.
Beautiful tee shot that.
Great comeback by Kushal. one of the traits that you would find in very good, strong-minded players and players who can really contend is that after a blemish, they would come back with a comeback, uh, and that's exactly what Kushal has done. Steadied himself up, makes a birdie on the tough par 3, 11th, pars the 12th hole, and here we have Veer Lawat now on the 13th. Well, one after the other, as golf balls raining all over the place. Veer was trying to play a little closest to the pin competition here with Kushal Singh. Unfortunately, falls about a foot short.
I think the man farthest from the pin right now is Yuvraj Sandhu, but I don't think that will really deter him.
Easy, medium, impossible.
Hi guys, I'm Shubham Narayan. I'm Divyansh Dubey. We are professional golfers on the PGTI Tour. We're here at the Rambagh Golf Club trying to take on the victory wall. That was too bad. Thank you.
Easy, medium, hard.
Possible.
Back to action. Our leaders are slowly inching towards improving the score. There are birdies in the offing on this hole for sure.
The aerial view of the Rambagh Golf Club, right next to the polo grounds here in Jaipur, the Pink City. What a city this is! In fact, the entire state of Rajasthan. It's a tourism hub and has a lot of history, a lot of character. This state. Back to the action here. Yuvraj Sandhu now has his work cut out from about nearly 30 feet away or so for a birdie. Ball should break a little bit from the left to the right, going slightly downhill towards the hole.
It's an interesting hole this, because Yuvraj leads the field by one stroke right now. He's 15 under and Kushal is 14 under. So if Yuvraj misses this birdie and Kushal birdies the hole, being closer to the hole, he could level up with the leader again.
And he absolutely can. And of course, there's a lot of birdies to be made yet on this golf course. The par 5, 14th coming up right after this. The 15th is a long par 4 at this golf course, and it's quite a tough one, I must say. 16th also can be a birdie opportunity for these players. And then 2 par 5s, the 17th and the 18th. So tons of birdies remaining to be made here on the rest of the hole. So, and of course, that stands for anyone, right? Be it Kushal or be it Yuvraj. Let's see who actually takes most of them. And Kalin Joshi has slowly crept up on that leaderboard, now moving to 10 under to tie alongside Veer Lawat.
What an outstanding round. 6 under for the day with just one blemish, dropped short on the 10th. An eagle on the 14th has helped us more than undone that era.
And of course, Veer not having the best of his showings. He's made a birdie on the 10th and then dropped off with a bogey on the 11th itself. And same happened with him on the 8th hole. Very unlike Veer. I assume he's not quite having the day of his liking. And Divyanshu Bajaj seems to have steadied up his ship on that back nine. Needs to make a couple more birdies in the remaining 4 holes to create some damage on that leaderboard and put himself in a position of contention, so to speak, for the final day. And Viraj Madappa with a 6 under par score today, currently on the 17th hole, still has the 18th par 5 to play. Yuvraj Sandhu and leaves that one up just a little shy of the hole. Viraj Madappa with a 6 under on the scorecard today with 1 hole to go, currently at 8 under par for the tournament. And of course, order of merit number 2, Shaurya Bhattacharya, playing to even par currently at 8 under par, tie for 9th position alongside Akshay Sharma, Vishesh Sharma and Viraj Madappa.
Akshay Sharma is another golfer today who's played a blemish-free round. He's finished his round with 6 birdies and not a single dropped shot to finish at 6 under. That, of course, hasn't helped his cause too much. He's in the top 10, though, tied 9th with 3 other golfers.
As we take a look now at Veer Lawat, Veer has a good look at birdie over here. He's got an uphill putt. Let's see if Veer can find the bottom of the cup. And what a beautiful putt here for Veer Lawat, moving to 11 under par after 13 holes of this penultimate round here at the Jaipur Open 2025. So we wait now for Kushal Singh. Kushal has a slightly shorter putt than Veer's. This putt for him to move to 15 under par to get back into the lead for the tournament.
Repairing the green, making things perfect for the putt to find the heart of the cup. This is also part of preparation. There are ways and means to read the line. Kushal's employing each one of them.
There's an old school method called the plumb bob technique that a lot of players used to use back in the day. I remember players like Justin Leonard were people who actually made it quite famous. This I didn't quite understand it ever because it was kind of like a grey way to check it. There wasn't really much black and white to it, and unfortunately, Kushal Singh might have left that one a little weak on the hit. Leaves himself short and low side of the hole. Nevertheless, we'll clean up 4 or 3. A plumb bob technique, players kind of hold the putter's top with their fingers and let the gravity decide which way does the putter move. That helps to understand where the slope is going. And I kind of always felt like it was a bit of a gray area to check it that way, and never quite dared it.
But you still need to direct it, right? Because if gravity decides, you still need to direct it in the right. If it's a sloping putt, if it's left to right or right to left or undulating, how do you manage that?
No, you sort of just hold the putter from the top.
Oh, that way. Okay.
And just let the weight of the putter and the gravity sort of make it dangle in the direction where there is more gravity to be felt, and that's how they did it. And of course, it's almost like threading a needle, I guess, to be able to read that correctly. I always felt that just understanding greens, looking at the grain, looking at the slope, and then sort of making your judgments in a little more of a traditional fashion kind of worked out better for me in understanding the greens and, of course, the lay of the land. Practice rounds, of course, are extremely beneficial to understand what the greens are going to do and to understand whether the grain affects more or the slope affects more. And none of those two factors come into play when you miss the fairway like that. Arjun Prasad now on the other side of the hole over here. I think he is playing the par 5 14th.
The beauty about golf is there is no one method to the madness.
It's a madness nonetheless.
It's a madness we can't live without, though.
Yes, this is the 14th hole, the par 5 here at the Rambagh Golf Club. An interesting hole is, a lot of players try to hit their tee shots towards the parallel par 5, which is the 8th hole of the front nine. And from there, they can have a much clearer view towards the green, and the green sort of opens up more towards the front of the green, opens up more towards the 8th hole's fairway on that side. Ravi Kumar coming up from the front and left of the green. He's got just about a little chip. So beautifully played shot here by Ravi Kumar, giving himself a very realistic and a makeable putt here for birdie, about 5 feet away.
Coming back to what you just mentioned, Rahul, when you're playing to the other fairway, when you're playing amateur golf, when you're playing in a friendly round of golf at a golf course, it's fine. But what about a professional tournament when they're actually professionals playing the other fairway? Isn't that a little dangerous? So do you call out to them first? How does it work?
Yep, you sort of wait for the hole to be cleared out. If the player's already over there and waiting to hit the shot, their second shot, then you'll kind of wait for them to clear up. And if those players are waiting over there, then you'll sort of tell, you'll caution them out so that they can move aside, and then you can get a clear fairway to hit into.
That doesn't affect pace of play in any way, does it?
It shouldn't, because they were already waiting. and this should probably be a 30-second or a 1-minute thing, if at all. Harsh Gangwar seems to have found himself in a tough spot over here, trickled into the wall of the bunker. It's a tough shot there, ball lying above his feet. He seems to be going with an open club face, and has got to employ a bit of spin on this as well. Let's see if Harsh can get enough club face on that ball. Unfortunately, he's nearly sculled that one. He'll have a lot of work remaining there to get an up and down for par. It was a tough shot with ball above the feet, feet in the bunker, ball up in the air, open club face, lots going on.
It's not a great feeling in golf. I've gone through it enough times, and I think he's gone into another bunker, unless I'm mistaken. Or is it just off the green?
Yeah, but I think he is in the other bunker on the other side of the green. Now he's got to get this up and down going. Gangwar coming off bogeys on 11th and 12th to be at even par for the day, 9 under par for the tournament. So he's got to get this par going for himself. Let's see if Harsh can make a par here from the bunker. Splash of the sand there, and a pretty brilliant attempt here by Harsh from the bunker. Will still have a 6 foot to the left to save his par. So, for interesting moments here from the Jaipur Rambagh Golf Club. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Arjun Prasad now coming in for a birdie from the left side and leaving that well short of the hole.
And I will take the opportunity now to call Mr. Rahul Banerjee to come back to share some vital information with you.
Unfortunately, we're not seeing as many birdies as I would have thought here from this group on the 14th hole. There have been a bunch of eagles today on the golf course, though, with Yuvraj Sandhu making an eagle on the 8th hole. We've had Kalin Joshi with an eagle on this very hole, the par 5 14th. And Ravi Kumar now putting for birdie. Absolutely. Well done, and beautifully rolled into the hole. Ravi Kumar with that bogey on the 13th now, bringing one shot back. Moves to 10 under par to tie alongside Cullen at the 5th position.
There's lots still to play for Rahul. It's 2/3 of the way through day 3, moving day on this event. And the lead currently at 15 under par in the name of our PGTI Order of Merit leader, Yuvraj Sandhu, like I mentioned earlier, a 5-time winner this year, and swinging smoothly, converting as many birdie putts as he can, hasn't really done too much harm to himself. 3 under for the day, and our overnight leader, Kushal Singh, keeping up the fight despite a little bit of a rumble on the 10th hole. But he has 3 birdies of his own, so he's just one behind. He's literally on Yuvraj's in his footsteps. Harsh on screen now.
Harsh is putting for par here. Unfortunately, that will be another drop shot for Harsh Gangwar. This would drop him off to 8 under par for the tournament and just about at a tie for 8th position to be just within the top 10. There we have Arjun Prasad. Prasad cleans up for a 5 here on the 14th hole. Probably one of the toughest rounds Arjun has had through 2025 season so far, Rahul Banerjee.
Definitely. I mean, for a good part of the season, he was really, really consistent. I mean, he was thereabouts. A very early morning shot from our drone pilots, as you can see. Plenty of dew still on the course, and the drone being joined by a couple of birds in flight as they swoop past. And back to the action now. The 16th hole. This is still a lot to play for. This is a 1 crore event with 3 to follow after this.
I'm sorry, sir. My mistake.
पर हम भी जिद्दी है मुश्किल खड़ी है खोले सीना सामने एक चट्टान है मेरी जिद का बोले पसीना चट्टानों के अंदर आसमान है जिद क्या पावाली जिद क्या पावाली जिद क्या पावाली जिद
What a great shot! But he looks tired. And that's a drinks break.
But what's the plus sign for?
अमृतांजन इलेक्ट्रो प्लस। जब लगे थकान वाली प्यास, जरूरी है सेल लेवल हाइड्रेशन। इसके इलेक्ट्रोलाइट्स आपके सेल्स को रिहाइड्रेट करें, एनर्जी लौटाएं, थकान वाली प्यास मिटाएं।
जब आपको भी लगे थकान वाली प्यास, अमृतांजन इलेक्ट्रो प्लस, थकान वाली प्यास के लिए। पढ़ता है, खेलता है, झूलता उछलता है, दौड़ता कभी कभी दौड़ कराता है, आगे आगे बढ़ता है इंडिया, अमूल दूध पीता है इंडिया।
On the 16th hole now, we've got Shaurya Bhattacharya coming up on this par 3. Shaurya Bhattacharya currently at even par for the day and 8 under par for the tournament. 16th hole plays to about 150 yards off the tee, depending on where the flag location is. I'm giving you a number pretty much for the middle of the green. And he's found himself how far that is from the whole location.
But barring one or two pins, Rahul, most of them are either tucked left or right, as you would expect in a top level professional tournament. The players will have to really come up with their best stuff.
And pin today here on the 16th is 7 in from the front and 4 from the left. So even though Shaurya's golf ball is very much in line with the hole, but it's gone way past the hole. Let's take a look at what Bangladesh's Badal Hossain does. As you can see us now here on the other screen that you see. That's Rahul Banerjee and myself, Rahul Bajaj, on Hossain's golf ball, which is literally trying to touch the Badals as it comes down. And there we have it. Badal should have nearly about 18 to 20 feet for a birdie.
See, the good thing is he has left himself on the same shelf, so to say. On this looks like this green has got it's 2 levels. Shaurya's ball seemed to have found the upper deck, and Badal has kept himself in more on the same level where the pin is. So it's an interesting, challenging putt for young Shaurya, but he's a fine player, a very level-headed young man, and that's an even better shot.
Beautiful shot here by Mohammad Azhar. It seems like these guys were also playing a little closest to the pin competition, and Shaurya hitting it furthest away on the upper shelf. And one of the traits that you would see of the top golfers, their approach shot stats, you would always find them at a very pin high position, and that's a trait of a good ball striker and a good tournament player, because they can control their yardages very well. That means
also just shows this amount of work they put in before the round start. Familiar with you're mapping out your yardages from tee to green, and on the green itself, various positions likely. Do you anticipate at times the tournament directors' pin positions? I mean, I've seen in some of the like the Indian Open and all that. You've seen caddies pacing out at the end of the day's play, maybe looking at likely pin positions.
there's a very interesting thing that you bring out, actually, Mr. Banerjee, that when you look at the tournament players, you see that they are preparing in this manner, and there are kind of like probable pin positions on every green, right? And players try to map out those in their practice rounds and kind of get a feel and an understanding for those regions of the green through their practice rounds. So they play and practice on those rounds for those probables and prepare in that certain manner. Let's take a look at Veer Alawat, and we'll come back to this piece of the conversation because this is an extremely important and interesting subject to look at. Veer from the left side onto the 14th. Unfortunately, didn't quite run the way he would have thought. I think he was trying to let the ball run because it's coming off the rough, but seems to have caught itself in the grass on the front of the green. He'll still have his work cut out. He's nearly about 8 or 10 yards short of the green. Take a look at Yuvraj Sandhu and Kushal Singh coming in onto this hole. Yuvraj, of course, leading the way at 15 under par with that little widget that you can see on the right side of your screens with that leaderboard.
This at the moment it's looking like a two-step race, Rahul. You have the leaders 15 and 14 under, then there's a little bit of a gap. Badr Hussain and Veer Alawat tying for third place. And Khalin, who had a very good run today. Khalin Joshi has been in, though he's fallen off the pace just a little with a bogey on 17. But he was right up there, setting a really good pace through the day, including 5 birdies and an eagle. But he's had also dropped 2 shots to sort of counterbalance that. So just coming back to that point, Rahul, I mean, very often we see at these big events that after the day's play, it's either the player or his caddy or both of them. They're pacing various parts from the edge of the green to what I assume they feel are likely pin positions.
Absolutely the likely pin positions. They're also looking at what is the best area to hit it into the fairway. They're looking at the biggest spots to hit it into. Is it a driver hole or is it some other tee shot that they have to employ over there? What is the kind of shot that they want for their second shot? That's a very important thing to consider when they're choosing their tee shot. So there's number of factors that go in when players are deciding their play. And just like Veer has now decided to employ a putter here from short of the green. Let's see what he makes out of it. Well, nicely played. Veer will have just under 3 feet for a par.
Considering the amount of fringe that he had to contend with, it's a remarkably good effort with the putter.
Absolutely. So, going back to that, preparation is the key. And, a lot of times I see that there is this fallacy in most people that watch golf or, try to sort of up their game, say, everyone's sort of wrapped up in this thing that if they swing it well, they will play well, and it's nothing could be further from the truth. So the facets that we are talking about right now, they are the ones which come in after you know how to hit the ball, and that's what helps you to score well. Actually, hitting the ball is just a means to hit the ball. That's about it. To get you to a position so that you can score. Right? It is not the game in itself. And Kushal, of course, coming up. Shy of that hole over there. I think he'll have nearly about 7 or 8 feet remaining for that putt.
He also opted for the putter. I mean, I think took a leaf out of Veer Alawat's book on this with that putt. Yuvraj Sandhu, very confident young man. Why not? He's in the form of his life. 5 wins this season. Got a handy lead in the order of merit race, and at the end of it, a nice prospect of spending a year on the European Tour, the DP World Tour as it is now known, in prospect. So, and 2 very, very lucrative events to go. The one immediately after this, the Vishwa Samudra Open at the Delhi Golf Club, 2 crores. Then you have the event at Kharghar and the Tour Championship finally at Jamshedpur, which will be another 2 crores. So there's a lot to play for still. Not just the money being made, but where you finish on the order of merit and what rewards that brings. Yuvraj Sandhu with a long putt.
One thing I'm a fan of Yuvraj is his putting. The confidence and the elan he putts with, and that's what Ashwin was also complimenting just a few moments ago. And that's the part of his game that I really appreciate. How firmly he comes back with his putts, how authoritative he is towards them. That's really a mark of a good putter, in my opinion.
Also, it probably marks the all the all-round growth in his game over the years, Rahul. Because the the longer you go in this game, the better you seem to get. It's like wine. The longer you're around, the better the better the flavor and better the outcome. So yeah, certainly Yuvraj has been around for a while and has a remarkable amount of success. But he's been on a tear. This year has been, I would say, his watershed year in the sense that he really could, if he gets to play on the DP World Tour, it could be a breakout year for him. And the experience he will pick up there is enormous.
Well, having said that, Yuvraj leads the order of merit here on the PGTI at 1 crore 21 lakhs and 67,000 in earnings, with 4 events still to go on the PGTI's calendar. We have Shaurya Bhattacharya following him closely at the second position at 92 lakhs 52,000. Well, close on position, but in terms of the monetaries, I think there's a big gap that has been opened up. Close would be where Shaurya and Arjun are, just about a lakh away from each other. And Entanga Raja from Sri Lanka comes in at fourth position on the order of merit. As we take a look at Kushal Singh, trying to save par here on the par 5. The hole where he wanted to make a birdie and pick up a shot, but has to settle for a par, but a stellar putt there by Kushal.
Very confident. He literally smacked the ball into the into the cup.
Absolutely. And Jamal Hussain from Bangladesh runs up at fifth position, and that would make the top 5 of the current order of merit here on the PGTI. As we spoke earlier, lots of golf still remains to be played. The players move from here to play at the coveted Delhi Golf Club, where they play the Vishwasamudra Open, and they move to Mumbai, the Kharghar Valley Golf Course, post that to play for a prize purse of 1 crore, and finally to the Tata Open at Golmuri and Beldi Golf Clubs for a prize purse of 2 crore. So 5 crore to still be played for, and I stand corrected there, not 4, but 3 events remain after Jaipur, 4 including this one. And Yuvraj Singh Sandhu rolls that one in. No drop shots, no picked shots here on the par 5 14th hole for the 2 in contention, Yuvraj and Kushal.
It's interesting because par 5s are where you expect these players to really, pick up gains, so to say. But again, like Rahul has been talking and Ashwin before him, that confidence with which Yuvraj wields his putter these days was there to see. Sometimes they're never the easiest, as we just found out. Can happen.
And another drop shot here for Veer. And of course, for a player of his caliber, it's a 2-shot swing to have that on a par 5. And all lip, no hole, as they say, to that one. And previous winners of this tournament have been Shamim Khan, Aman Raj, Priyanshu Singh, Kalin Joshi, Om Prakash Chauhan, and Sachin Bezoya. And the lowest winning total has been 22 under par over here. In fact, the best round here, the course record has been 9 under, set by Sanjay Kumar in the PGTI Players Championship, which was held in 2011. And Arjun cleaning up there for a par on the 15th hole.
And in fact, a very interesting point you made there, Rahul, that the change in which the schedule which you read out just now, one event being played here, a fairly short track, but the Delhi Golf Club presenting a completely different challenge to this one. Thereafter, moving to a course which is really it's a greenfield course. The second one, I think, this year after Zion Hills. Harsh from a slightly awkward position, making a really good hand of it, just running it under the hole. And then finally the tour champion, the Tata Champ event, which will be split between 2 courses, 9-hole courses. So the constantly changing sort of, the nature of the tracks and the venues, the weather. There's so much to cater for on a weekly basis for for these players who ply their trade and their profession on these beautiful golf courses around India. It must be. I'm sure it's tiring as well mentally.
Well,
At some point.
absolutely. It's not easy, to be out there playing 25, 30 weeks in a year. Some of these players, in fact, don't only travel domestically, they also travel internationally to compete in golf tournaments. And that's a lot of hotels and a lot of flights and a lot of management. Lots of people might think that it's an easy job out there. Mind you, there's a lot of work that goes behind the scenes. You've got to keep in shape. You've got to keep your game in shape. Ravi Kumar coming up just short here for a birdie on the 15th. And you've got to keep your game in shape. You've got to keep yourself in shape. Beyond that, you've got to manage your tickets, your visas, your entries, and so on and so forth. And mind you, while you're playing the tournament, you can't be thinking about all this. So, it's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes. So there's not only preparation of your game, and I think there's another policy that sort of exists outside that. For the professional athlete, it's what a lovely life. But there's a lot of work that goes in to have that lovely life. And I think once you get there, it is the lovely life. But until you get there, it is quite the work. Harsh Gangwar for a bogey here on the 15th hole. Harsh's wheels seem to be coming off here on this back nine with bogeys on 11, 12, as well as the 14th holes. This one to save another bogey. It's been a tough back nine here for Gangwar. Will drop off to 7 under for the tournament and outside the top 10.
Well, thank you, Rahul Bajaj, for that little peep behind the curtains of a professional golfer or a professional athlete. In some degree, it's more or less the same sort of pressures, whether it's tennis or whether it's golf or badminton, or the amount of legwork, the amount of preparation, not just the game, the mind, the paperwork. I mean, all the visas and the ticketing and the planning, and it's tiring just even thinking about it. So how lucky we are. We just travel from home to our home courses, whack the ball around, go back, and that's just tells you, viewers, that the demands on these players, not just physically and not just mentally, emotionally, is massive. And that's the load each one of them carries as they step onto the golf course every single week of their busy schedules. And Rahul Bajaj, of course, giving us sharing a little bit of the sort of legwork and prep that goes into a golf season. And like he also mentioned, the interludes in between, you're trying to qualify for a higher tour. You go and play the what are called the qualifying schools, whether it's the Asian Tour or the European Tour. So again, that's a completely different challenge. It's a week in, week out. I don't think there's anything called an off season for these boys either, or the girls for that matter. All of them in the same boat. Ravi
Well,
Kumar.
especially when you're sort of trying to, if you're playing only one tour, you might have a bit of an off season. But in case you're trying to move up and probably trying to qualify, play other tournaments internationally, there is plenty much no off season, and you cannot have an off season, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to hit golf shots like that. So you all, whoever has been resting, get out there on the driving range and practice if you want to hit a golf shot like Ravi Kumar, giving himself just about 6 feet on the right side of this flagstake here on the 16th hole, par 3.
Beautiful little exhibition of swing. The languid and the ease, the rhythm. That's what the game is all about, not just par. Many of us weekend warriors think it's just a matter of clouting the ball as hard as you can, but no, it's not just that. And as you saw right now from Ravi Kumar, sweet pace, easy swing, and what a lovely result. Arjun Prasad up next. He was in the top 3 of the PGTA's Order of Merit. A very fine young man, made his breakthrough, finally got his breakthrough win this year.
Unfortunately, not quite having the kind of day that he would have liked. Let's see if Arjun can get a few shots back on the last 3 holes of this third round. Doesn't seem to have found the putting surface here.
He's a resilient young man, as we've seen through the course of the year, Rahul.
Harsh Gangwar now. So, this group is having a few tough times here. Harsh also having a tough time on that back nine with 4 bogeys, and Arjun Prasad also. I think Ravi Kumar trying to keep the mantle up high and staying around atop that top five.
Yeah, he's played some really steady golf in this group.
Tee over here is on the right side, and players sort of aim a little bit towards the left side to aim at the green. An interesting hole though, this 16th. Beautiful shot here by Harsh Gangwar, also creating a lovely birdie opportunity on this par 3.
Will certainly make him feel a lot better, Rahul, after this slightly rocky period, particularly in the back nine. When we started commentary, he was really doing really well, and seems to have, like Rahul said, wheels seem to have fallen off just a little bit, but that will make him feel a lot better.
I
And
guess
absolutely nailed his tee shot.
Kushal Singh now from the fairway here on the 15th hole. The 15th hole is a dog leg to the left par 4 here at Rambagh for 457 yards, and players would generally hit a 3-wood or a 5-wood off the tee, trying to keep it in the fairway. And if you can hook a golf ball off the tee box, you could get closer up forward. But that comes with its own challenges because from the rough you can't really get a shot towards the green. So you've got to figure out, depending on the kind of shot shape you play, that's what you will have to choose. Kushal Singh, fortunately, we couldn't quite catch where that golf ball has landed up. And he's checking his golf swing, so seems like he isn't very happy as well.
Lawat waiting for our event leader, Yuvraj Sandhu, seems to have gone long with his tee shot, longer than he would have liked, certainly. Maybe he couldn't bend it around that elbow enough as much as he would have liked.
Well, the interesting fact that I came across a couple of days back was that the top fairways, top player on the PGA Tour with the number of fairways hit, that ball has gone over the green, but should be in a pretty decent spot to make an up and down for him. The number one player with fairways hit and probably the number 100th on the fairways hit actually is differentiated only by one fairway around. It's because of the percentages that it seems so bad, but in principle, it's just one fairway extra a day around.
That's a stunningly narrow window, Rahul. I mean, that also just shows the consistency that is required at this level to stay in contention.
It kind of reminds you of runners, the racers, where they're fighting for that 0.001 second during that race. Unfortunately, that seems like Arjun Prasad's golf ball has found the water hazard. It's got to make this up and down now. This day is not ending.
Couldn't quite catch what happened with that ball. Did it fall short?
I think he just probably, it definitely fell short of the green. Not so sure. I think it must be dry. That's why he's walking up on the other side of it now.
Sometimes it happens when you're just, things don't work the way you would like them to. You know what you need to do, but the translation of thought into activity is not always what.
Yeah, that's the game sometimes. It's just one of those days, seems like, for Arjun, having a tough time out here.
And the other days you would want the round to end as quickly as possible.
I must say how humbling this game really is, right? Because for a lot of our, weekend hackers, for a lot of our range guys, we see how demanding we are of ourselves. And, this guy is number 3 on the order of merit. He's a winner on the PGTI. He's had a superb season and a very consistent season through the year here in 2025. In fact, had a pretty decent season last year as well. And, even they can have a poor round, and it's just human. And I think that we should give ourselves a little more love and a little more compassion and empathy when we are playing. We kind of beat ourselves up if we don't end up making pars or birdies or whatever our expectations might be.
Couldn't agree with you more, Rahul. It's such a tasking game, such a tasking mentally. And the harder you are on yourself, I think the harder it becomes for you to stay sort of in a good space mentally, which Harsh Gangwar would certainly want to put himself back. Good start to the day. He's had a slightly difficult back 9, but here's a good opportunity for him to pick up a shot.
Gangwar for birdie over here, nearly about 15 feet away. Downhill putt for him. Striking the hole and unfortunately veers off on the low side. He's given it quite the whack though.
It's just got away from him a little bit, Rahul. I think just kept breaking and kept running away.
Ravi Kumar now for a birdie here. And, Ravi should have a good idea of what that golf ball is going to do near the hole this time from watching Gangwar's golf ball. This ball is definitely going to break a lot from the right to the left. Probably a bit more than the camera's angle can tell us.
Yes.
Maybe a grip length or so. And talking about grip lengths, these days grip lengths also change quite a bit. They can go from being the standard size to nearly double of that. So can't really use that term anymore, can we?
That's true. Yeah, this is a tricky putt for sure because there's a reasonable amount of elevation change as well, as we just saw from Harsh's putt. Ball just kept rolling away. So yeah, lots to factor in for Ravi Kumar as he lines up his putt.
Yeah, these fountains really just look pretty on the TV, right? And if the golf ball finds its way in there, then don't quite like that. Ravi coming up short of the hole over here. Seems like Harsh's charge up on that putt probably deterred him from giving it his own whack.
True.
That's the other downside, right? So it could act as an advantage to watch someone else's putt, but it also could be a disadvantage. So you've got to figure out what works for you, and learn and pick what you need to pick with caution and with awareness.
Arjun going the other way. This is at a difficult hole, this one. So this probably is putting for a double bogey here, Rahul.
Yes, he is.
Oh my! Even that
really not coming to an end for Prasad today.
I'm sure he just can't wait for this round to get over and sort of go back and reassess and reset his mind and come back tomorrow for a better performance all around. But on live feed 1, you have Harsh Gangwar lining up his putt, and on live feed 2, you have the gangling figure of Veer Alawat lining up his putt.
Veer, of course, has played a year fully on the DP World Tour, and he is quite the international player, and one of the players that you must watch out for going in the coming years. He is definitely a player who's got a game of international standard. As you can tell, you've got to take chances from 100 feet away as well. That's the only way that you're going to become a player of the international standards. Harsh Gangwar putting for a par and drains that one in comfortably here on live feed 1. And that just makes us really good jugglers, Mr. Banerjee, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And the way things are going. And that was actually a really good effort. I mean, Veer was far away and he really let it rip. And left himself about 2.5, 3 feet to tap in to finish off that putt. And our event leader now on screen, Yuvraj Sandhu.
Yeah, Yuvraj seems to have charged off that chip from over the green a bit past the hole. He's got a bit of work left for himself over here for the par. Unfortunately, we didn't quite get the coverage of the chip he hit because we were busy watching Arjun Prasad and Harsh Gangwar's group at that point of time.
Yeah, that ball ran quite a distance on.
So that seems to be still a little bit of work left for Yuvraj for a par here on this long par 4, the 15th, as I now call upon my co-commentator, Ashwin Krishnan.
On screen now, Yuvraj Sandhu as looking to line up his putt. And a very interested spectator there watching closely.
The joys of watching good golf are almost as great as the joys of playing good golf. I know because I've done only one of them, watching good golf.
Right on. You're very distinctive looking attire, all black, black cap, black t-shirt, black shorts, dark shoes. Our overnight leader, Kushal Singh, Gurgaon.
You mentioned attire, and superstition is so closely associated with sport. Tiger Woods always played the final round in red, and love to know if Kushal Singh has some kind of superstition attached to this black attire he's wearing today.
Well, we'll see tomorrow, Ashwin, when we come back, because he's going to be almost certainly in the lead group. Currently, just one shot behind Yuvraj, and so this will be likely to be the lead group. As things stand, it is Yuvraj Sandhu on 15 under par, Kushal Singh on 14 under par, and Badal Hussain currently in sole third all by himself. Khalin Joshi is finished for the day. He's gone. He's had a very, very good round indeed, 6 under par, and he's climbed all the way up to a share of fourth on 10 under par alongside Ravi Kumar, who's still out on the course, and as is Veer Alawat, who's a part of this lead group.
But for those two dropped shots, if Kalin Joshi could well have occupied the sole third position. Right now he's tied fourth with two other golfers, Ravi Kumar and Veer Alawat.
Yes, Kalin had a little blip on the back nine, though he did also pick up 5 shots. So he was 3 under for the back nine, which is actually quite remarkable. As Rahul Bajaj pointed out a little while ago, the end stretch, the closing stretch of this golf course offers plenty of opportunities to pick up shots. And Kushal Singh, our overnight leader, by 1 shot from Yuvraj Sandhu, now currently in second place. I beg your pardon. It's a tie now for at the top, because Yuvraj Sandhu did actually get a bogey on that. His par putt staying a little just wide of the pin of the cup. So they're back to 14 under and level pegging once again. Yuvraj Sandhu 2 under for the day. Kushal Singh 1 under for the day. 14 under is the lead score at the moment. Badal Hussain by himself on 12 under now. He's closed in because he's picked up a shot on 17. So now the gap between the leaders and the pack is just 2 shots. It was 4 at one point.
You'd mentioned that the closing stages, as Rahul had mentioned, the closing stages of this golf course are offer many scoring opportunities. I think that's one reason why, in trying to attack, there have been 4 double bogeys here today, as against 2 eagles. Attack is the best form of defense, but not always.
Easy swing, trying to put a lot of spin on that ball, but just going a little left. Yuvraj Sandhu is up next. That whether or not that little pond with the fountain plays a role in actually trying to map the shot out, I'm not sure, because these players have remarkable distance control, as you've seen through the time we've spent with them on the course today. Some excellent displays of ball striking, distance control, spin. Yuvraj will want to quickly bounce back from that little setback he had on the 15th hole.
As I'm ably informed by Nikhil Kalan, Yuvraj Sandhu is sitting with 5 wins, of course. He had 5 wins in 2022 as well.
The titanic battle that season between him and Manu Gandas.
Yeah. And Manu went on to win 6. That's the maximum anyone has ever won in a single PGTI season. So there's another incentive for Yuvraj here. Draw alongside Manu.
Looking a little disappointed with himself there with the
पढ़ता है खेलता है झूलता उछलता है दौड़ता कभी कभी दौड़ कराता है, आगे आगे बढ़ता है इंडिया, अमूल दूध पीता है इंडिया।
I'm sorry, sir. My mistake.
पर हम भी जिद्दी है।
मुश्किल खड़ी है, खोले सीना, सामने एक चट्टान है, मेरी जिद का बोले पसीना, चट्टानों के अंदर आसमान है। जिद क्या पावाली, जिद है जिद क्या पावाली, जिद है जिद क्या पावाली, जिद।
What a great shot! But he looks tired. And that's a drinks break.
But what's the plus sign for? अमृतांजन इलेक्ट्रो प्लस। जब लगे थकान वाली प्यास, जरूरी है सेल लेवल हाइड्रेशन। इसके इलेक्ट्रोलाइट्स आपके सेल्स को रिहाइड्रेट करें, एनर्जी लौटाएं, थकान वाली प्यास मिटाएं।
जब आपको भी लगे थकान वाली प्यास, अमृतांजन इलेक्ट्रो प्लस, थकान वाली प्यास के लिए।
Tech of this whole, we just saw a lot of players miss the pin or miss the cup narrowly, ball swinging right to left quite sharply, and all of them needing to cater for the down slope coming from the upper shelf of this 16th green.
If you look at the pin position, it's tucked away to the side of the water body, which the attacking shot could be rewarding and or punishing. So you need to play it safe. If you want, if you need to play it safe, you need to keep it to the right.
So we've seen all of that in these few hours we've been on air, Rashman. We've seen people hit it really, really close and benefit. We've seen Arjun Prasad actually, unfortunately, get his ball wet and then really struggle to come out of that. It's a par 3, but sometimes the par 3s can be the most damaging on your card. And Arjun really had a harrowing time on this hole. But and like Rahul and I were saying, very much want the day to end as quickly as possible. Reset his mind for tomorrow and come back, with a completely fresh approach. Long putt for our overnight leader and currently joint leader, Kushal Singh, having as Rahul Bajaj pointed out, something of a revival in his career. Did well on the PGTI next gen tour in Bhubaneswar a few weeks ago, which has put him back on track, his game back on track as well.
Firm putt, but is it enough? Just a little short, maybe a foot and a half. And the man responsible for those spin positions is on your screen a while ago, sitting in this golf cart, Sampath Chari, man with tremendous experience. Kushal Singh, and taps it in successfully for par. That still doesn't give him the sole lead. If he wants to wrench the lead from Yuvraj, he will have to attack, but I don't think that will be his state of mind right now. So what do you think? Do you think he's going to play it safe, or do you think he's going to attack and wrench the lead today?
I think he's doing fine. He was second after the first day, climbed up to though it's by very small margins, and he's really kept pace with Yuvraj, and that's not easy because this man is in the form of his life. He's playing, like we discussed, 5 wins in a season is not a small achievement by any means. And and Kushal Singh has not really had as much of exposure and match play, so to say, tournament play this year. So I think it's a great effort on his part to even keep pace with this man. It's not a small thing. It's he's doing really well. I mean, the fact that they're still tied for the lead is a testament to that fact. Yuvraj now with his putt is going to, like Rahul Bajaj said, is going to break right to left, and he's also got to cater for the down slope. That's a very good looking putt. And right at the very end, it just broke away.
A little more effort behind that putt would have seen it find the heart of the
Yeah,
cup.
but this is the balance you have to look for all the time, Ashwin, because a little more effort on that ball would have sent it flying past the, past the cup, which we saw a little while ago. There you are. That's I think this tells you exactly what we've been talking about. A little more on that would have the ball would have rolled 6 feet past the cup. So this is not an easy putt. This is not an easy hole today at all. It's claimed quite a few scalps. And Arjun Prasad, unfortunately, leaving it with a double bogey, and he's not the only one by any means. So it's been a testing pin position. Veer Elawat is up next. He is also putting for a bird. And an equally tricky putt, but not probably as difficult as Yuvraj's line. It's halfway between the line Kushal had and Yuvraj had. So that gives you an example. You get a little hot on the putt, it's going to roll further past the pin than you would want. And sometimes these 2-3 feet putts become a little nervy.
There have been 15 birdies here today, surprisingly, though, as against 2 dropped shots. So I guess it's all about how close you are to the pin. So once you get into that situation where you have to putt past the hole with the water body in the background, that's when I think it gets 50-50. Well drained putt there. Veer Elawat walks off with a smile. He's not too unhappy about that one. So there we head into the 17th hole, onto the 17th tee box, so to speak. The score.
Birdies, 4 on the front 9, another 3 on the back. So Viraj has had a good day as well. He is 600 as also Akshay Sharma. 600 seems to be the benchmark for the day, but at the moment it's been a tough battle at the top, and no one's really taken a step back. Kushal Singh hanging in there, not giving Yuvraj Sandhu any space to breathe. The distinctive figure of Om Prakash Chauhan there is not just his choice of colorful t-shirts, but also his new look hairdo, which is very, very easy to spot. He's a colorful guy, and what a lovely putt that. Training it, finishing off with a confident looking putt. Sometimes I must ask him where he goes to pick his t-shirts from. I love them. They're incredibly bright, incredibly colorful, and he carries them off in such style because he matches them mostly with light colored trousers. So it's always fascinating to see. OP, what I kind of look forward to seeing what he's coming up with in terms of sartorial choices on a week-on-week basis. A lot more conservative, Harsh Gangwar.
Not quite a John Daly, but getting there.
Yeah, his hair is on the way as well. So good stuff. So you need people with some dash and flair. Every tour needs it. John Daly on the PGA tour, and he's not the only one by any means. We need our share of blokes with Elan as well.
There were other reasons why John Daly was famous, but none of that applies to our tour. We've had some outstanding characters on our tour, some supremely talented golfers. And
So the battle continues. Harsh Gangwar on screen, taking his time over the putt. Gaurav Pratap, whom we very briefly saw in the group before this, he has had a good run. He's worked his way up into the top 10. He's 4 under for the day and 9 under overall. Tied for the 8th place. Alongside Vishesh Sharma, Saptak Talwar also having a good round today.
A word of praise for Akshay Sharma's round of blemish-free 6 under. Oh,
He's asking, he's asking the course, the gods, what do I need to do to get the ball in when I want it? That was really unfortunate. Really, I think it was a great putt, just a little, maybe half a centimeter to the left, and it just stayed out. Ravi Kumar up next. So yes, as Ashwin was telling you, there's currently a four-way tie for 8th place. Saptak Talwar, clean card, 6 under on the day. Vishesh Sharma, 4 under for the day with 2 bogeys. Gaurav Pratap Singh, 4 under for the day. And Shaurya Bhattacharya still to finish. He's on his final hole. He's picked up 2 shots after a slightly rocky start to the back 9. He brought his round back on track. 1 under for the day and 9 under for the tournament. Gives him a share of 8th place. That's your top 10. Viraj Madhapa, Manoj S, Akshay Sharma just outside of it.
oh, right on the lip.
There's certainly, Ashwin, more to the greens than meets the eye. There are little subtleties that I think these guys need to cater for. And if you see, though we don't have a final figure, what we've seen on screen is that 16 under par is the highest or the lowest winning total on this course. Means there's something. It's not as there is more to the course. There are more teeth. Let me put it that way to this course than meets the eye. It's not the longest course, as Ashwin pointed out earlier in the day. 6 par threes. But to counterbalance that, there is a certain amount. There's very tricky looking greens. Not tricky looking, I beg your pardon. Tricky greens that don't look that tricky, but obviously are, because we've seen scores flatten out during the course of the day. Some have gone hot, like you said, 6 under, but more than a few, including our leaders, not really breaking away in terms of really low score. And this is in professional golf considered to be moving day. So that's the day you kind of try and put space between yourself and the opponents.
Greens are reading to 8.1, so it's not that they're lightning fast, but they're clearly undulating, and they're here to test your skills as a professional golfer.
Badal Hussain, again, you can see him at the end of that tunnel of trees near the Amul hoarding, having to come out of not the easiest of shots. Shaurya is a little bit off the green, but with a much, much easier effort, though he does have a bunker guarding the pin.
Routine, yet again, routine. Golf routine, we were discussing this earlier, and that's exactly what each of these golfers, each one has his own routine. This approach shot.
Sending it a wee bit too long. And let's see what the third member of this group will do. Mohammad Azhar on screen now in the white shirt and white cap and white shoes. There you go. He's just seen Shaurya hit. He's in the bunker, so he has a slightly different task. Nice. Bunting that ball out, and oh my goodness, that was almost a chip in from the bunker. Pretty good effort. Just missing out by literally a couple of inches.
A word on Manoj S, who started this tournament in the lead. He has dropped off. He's tied 12th. Not had a great outing yesterday. Finished at even at 2 over 72.
But let's not forget he's only 17, and and he's had a remarkable run in this, particularly the second half of the season. He's had, I think, something like 6 top 10 finishes. So for a 17-year-old to hold his own in this kind of company where you have players who have toured Europe for a full year and not won, three of them in this field. Badal Hussain on camera right in front of you. He played himself out of a very awkward spot over the trees in the distance. Now pondering his putt. The other two members in this group, Shaurya Bhattacharya and Mohammad Azhar. Azhar, of course, almost holding his bunker shot. Beautiful effort there. Badal and Shaurya left with a little bit more to do.
Badal has given himself every chance of going for broke on the final day with a two-shot lead over the rest of the field, and he's just 2 shots behind the leaders. If he manages to sink this one, it'll make life easier for him.
Perfect. Pick the right line, just because maybe he needed a little bit more heat on it because it was coming off the fringe of the green. Lovely putt. And shows you why he's 12 under, he's 2 behind the leaders. And he's really, as Ashwin pointed out, he's not had the best of years, but his compatriot Jamal is the one who's been in the limelight more often. But certainly on today at this event, for this tournament,
Badal's had an error-free round too. He's had 4 birdies in his round, 4 under. It's also good to see these international players, 8 of them competing in this tournament.
Shaurya not really, they're stuck in no man's land by the looks of it on that putt.
He's a lot to do.
Neither here nor there.
Meanwhile, the leaders continue tied at 14 under. They've got 2 holes to go. Let's see if the equation changes, and if so, in whose favor it changes in. However, it's a great advertisement for golf in these parts and golf in India per se, for such close contests in a tournament of the stature of Jaipur Open 2025 on this outstanding Rambagh Palace golf course facility.
Shaurya Bhattacharya looking to clean up. No trouble there. No fuss, no muss. That's his day's end.
See the sea of sponsors on the caddy's bib. That goes to show the support Indian golf is receiving, and it is well deserved for sure.
Azhar, Badal Hussain and Shaurya Bhattacharya through with their third day's work. Reasonably pleased by the looks of it, all of them. Badal currently in 3rd place. Shaurya is in a share of 8th. So they've done well. Had a good day.
The 18th hole has witnessed 16 birdies and not a single dropped shot. I would like to ask Rahul Bajaj, I'm handing him the mic right now, to ask him how the hole plays and what to explain to us why that's the case.
Well, so the 18th hole is a par 5 over here, as the viewers must know. It's a fairly decent long par 5. It's a 3 shorter for some and a 2 shorter for most players, I would say. So there's a little bit of a downhill that you find in the middle of the fairway at about which you hit at about 270 to 280 yards off the tee. So if you can pitch your golf ball in that location, you'll get another 20 to 25 yards of a run from it, which enables you to kind of have nearly about 200 to 220 yards into the green after that. And players would have to hit their second shots over this row of trees that exists at about 70 odd yards short of the green. So if you can place yourselves well into the fairway, you'll have a good shot at going 2 on. Some players also play into the parallel fairway of the ninth hole and try to get a line in from there, because the green is flanked by an OB line on the left side. That's exactly where the Rambagh Polo Grounds exist, and also a running track in the middle. So, usually players try to hit it towards the right so that they can have a much clearer view into the green, and that left side completely gets out of play. Let's take a look at what Yuvraj does over here on the 17th. 17th is also a par 5 here at the Rambagh Golf Club.
Just before that, we saw Kushal Singh punching his way out from under the trees. It's a slightly tricky looking shot. Yuvraj having much less to do with his chip on. Status quo as things stand for the last few holes. 14 under par, two-way tie for the lead between this man on screen, Yuvraj Sandhu, also PGTI's order of merit leader, and Kushal Singh on something of a comeback. Nice loose shoulders.
Good shot, but he would have liked that little closer. What don't you think?
It's always.
Wouldn't they all?
I think every golfer gets. You got to be less greedy at times, Ashwin. I think this was a very good effort. Soft hands, soft, easy, relaxed shoulders, and the ball. The release just about. Okay, may have drifted a bit to the right, but distance-wise, it was a very good shot. And Kushal Singh have a. He has probably got the length of this green to cater for. That's a long distance. And downhill, breaking left to right. He's trying to map it out as much as he can. He knows now that there are subtleties to these greens that don't very quickly and easily meet the eye, as we've seen repeatedly through the course of our coverage of day 3 of this Jaipur Open.
Here, I'm going to take in the liberty over here to discuss something. What do you guys think would be more prudent, or what is much easier going into the final round? Is it going to be a guy who's leading up from the front at about 15 or 16 under and having a one shot lead, or would it be, really doesn't matter, or would you be one shot behind as you come into the final day of a tournament?
Should I take that first? If it's Yuvraj Sandhu, it will definitely be the first option. But before we talk about what's likely tomorrow, this is Kushal Singh with an extremely long putt. He really took his time over reading it, and I think what a great job. Would have probably wanted a little more distance on that ball, but maybe the downslope fooled him a little bit. The pace that he would have wanted not there, because we've seen very often the ball roll past, and in this case on a downslope it's pulling up short. So just tells you what a long putt that was, and you all saw the effort he put into it, and Veer Elawat also coming from a similar line and a similar distance by the looks of it.
To answer Rahul's question, if I were playing the tournament, I would either like a sizable lead or I'd like to be one stroke behind. Because being tied and going into that will, 9 out of 10, the mind plays tricks. I'd rather be one behind.
Veer Alabat hopefully benefiting from the read that, he pulls up short as well. So there you go. These certainly are trickier than they look, Ashwin and Rahul, and these greens not easy to read. I mean, we're seeing a whole host of birdies and so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, when you look at the big number, the total for the tournament and the day, they're not really huge numbers. We have seen a few go low, 6 under, of course, Khalin Joshi, and like we've talked about earlier, Divyanshu Bajaj also having a fabulous run, 4 under for the day. Saptak Talwar 6 under for the day. So there have been very low scores, but at the top, when maybe this is going back to that point which Rahul Bajaj was asking about, that what sort of position would you like to be in? If it is Yuvraj Sandhu anyway in the top 2 or top 3, he would want to be out in front, whether it's by a shot, 2 shot, doesn't matter, or even level. He likes to run from the front. He's a pace setter, and he would prefer to have nobody in front. In Formula One, you have the wash, the disturbance, turbulence. He doesn't like turbulence. He likes clean air.
From I don't know him personally. From what I've seen of his game, and Rahul will of course answer this better. Rahul Bajaj. Essentially, I don't think Yuvraj Sandhu really cares. He's one way or the other. He finds a way to get into the lead and win. Am I right, Rahul?
Well, it's one thing to say that, but I'm sure he cares. And even though he's running in the front of that order of merit, he's got a 30 lakh rupee lead over Shaurya Bhattacharya. He would surely need to keep treading along the same pattern over the next couple of weeks if he wants to stay atop, because the rest of the players are also fairly hungry. So he knows that he needs these, and it's for a very important purpose, a full card to the DP World Tour.
And more so, Rahul, when he's been in this position before. Let's not forget that 2022, it was a 2-horse race down to the wire, and Manu Gandas just beat him at the photo with the photo finish. So he knows the pain of missing out once, and I am sure he's going to do his absolute best to make sure that everything is tied up, sealed up, locked up before the tour travels to Jamshedpur for the final tournament. And this is a chance for a 2-shot swing right here.
When I said he doesn't care, what I meant was I don't think he lets the pressure get to him. But like I said, I don't know him personally.
Well, I think he handles the pressure really well. I think pressure comes to pretty much anyone and everyone. I just feel like there are some players who handle it better. There are some players that and Yuvraj certainly is one of those guys who handles it very much with positive vigor.
But at the same time, let's not forget, a few weeks ago, it was Shaurya who hunted him down. He was 6 shots up at the turn, Yuvraj. So, that it's like we've talked about. You have a day, you have a day. Arjun Prasad has a day he would want to very quickly forget.
Trees aren't green, the ocean is grey, sky is a vapor, come away. My room is a mess, it could use a hand. My favorite TV shows are capturing. I know must get it right, must get back in the fight. This can't be a surprise, I think I'll let it slide. I'm sleepwalking through all of my problems and
पढ़ता है, खेलता है, झूलता उछलता है, दौड़ता कभी कभी दौड़ कराता है, आगे आगे बढ़ता है इंडिया, अमूल दूध पीता है इंडिया.
I'm sorry, sir. My mistake.
पर हम भी जिद्दी है.
मुश्किल खड़ी है, खोले सीना, सामने एक चट्टान है, मेरी जिद का बोले पसीना, चट्टानों के अंदर आसमान है. जिद है, जिद क्या पावाली, जिद है, जिद क्या पावाली, जिद है, जिद क्या पावाली, जिद.
Harsh Gangwar looking to finish his day. Arjun Prasad also on screen in front of you, just crossed. Harsh doing Again, what every good golfer should do: you find a divot, you find a pitch mark. Please do your bit to improve things. Rake bunkers or get them raked before you leave. After you leave, you're done playing them. Leave the course as you would like to see it. So that's always a good thing. And all of us, every amateur should just watch these boys and see what they do. And that's a hunter. Just we've seen a lot of hunting going on in this tournament. That's a serious looking bloke there. Wow, lovely shot. Great spotting, great camera work, and good decision by the by the producer to keep us all enthralled with this. And more predators on the prowl on the greens.
And just as we were speaking, we have Kushal Das dropping 2 shots. A double bogey on the 17th has pushed him to tied second, 3 shots behind Yuvraj Sandhu. We were just discussing this. Yuvraj now has a 3-stroke
Yeah.
lead over Badal and Kushal.
That missed bogey putt has given Yuvraj a 3-shot cushion in one single hole. He birdied, and unfortunately Kushal Singh double bogeyed that one. So again, now we are back into that conversation where we were talking about. So Yuvraj finds himself again with that space out in front. 3 shots to the good in the twinkling of an eye, literally in a blink. The picture has changed completely.
Well, certainly the picture has changed over here, and I think now Yuvraj is in that front-running position, Mr. Banerjee, as you were mentioning earlier, with 3 shots of the lead, and you said that he's a great front-runner, so he's now in pole position, the position that he likes.
Absolutely. I mean, I think tomorrow we will see an exhibition of a little more free swinging stroke play.
Well, that seems to be home country for him now, as you were saying earlier. And going back to that conversation about how what happened in Pune, if you look at it actually closely, you will see that it was just a matter of it was a battle between the two players. It was just which one did better on that day, kind of a scenario. We didn't see any buckling happening from him.
No.
We did see that Shaurya played very well, and I don't think I remember any of the holes where we could say that Yuvraj did not play well. He probably had bad holes out there.
If you really boil it down and looking back now, it was just maybe two errant tee shots. That's all it took.
Right.
2 errant tee shots when he went off the fairway to the right.
Well, yeah, and
So
at this level of play, definitely 2 errant tee shots is
that's all it
probably a
was.
matter of 2 or 3 shots, in fact.
So
We'd allow it fine in the middle of the
I
fairway.
mean, I
here.
would give credit to Shaurya. No discredit to Yuvraj, because it is Shaurya's tenacity actually that kept him in the hunt and brought him into play at the end. So
Stunning aerial view here of Kushal Singh getting ready for his tee shot here on the 18th hole. Kushal seems to have put himself slightly on the back foot as he's moving into the 18th. Hopefully he can get a shot or two back over here to finish the day and come back with a bunch of confidence into day 4. Kushal, of course, can hit the ball a long, long way. So if he can put this into the fairway, he will definitely be able to get it up onto the green in 2. Got quite a nice shot here for Kushal, placing it absolutely beautifully in the middle of the fairway. There we have that aerial view from the drone pilot. What a beautiful view of this 18th hole here at Rambagh. And here we have the players on the green over here. Arjun Prasad's group, and those trees that you saw in the background are the trees that the players have to contend with when they are playing their second shots. And in case you're laying up, I think this is one of those holes. If you were to ask me where do I find it difficult to lay up on a hole, I think this hole is in particular I find difficult to lay up, because if you come close enough to the trees and you can't hit it over them, so you have to leave yourself good about 150 odd yards away from the green, which leaves you with a very long club to attack the flag. So all in all, not the best situation on a par 5 for a player.
We saw a perfect example of that, Rahul, when Badal Hussain played his third, and he was almost caught in that no man's land that you were talking about. He was very close to the trees, and I thought he came out of it really well. He cleared the trees and even cleared the green. So yeah, oh my goodness, that is these are the heart attack moments
This is the
which
second
you
time.
don't want at the end of the day, and this is the second time. You're right for Ravi Kumar,
Right, goes into the drink.
and with very good reason. He doesn't want to see that ball anymore.
Well, tough day for a lot of players here who were
It's been
in
a
the
tough
top
day.
10 and have had a bit of a tough showing today. In fact, some of those players, of course, Ravi Kumar, of course, coming up with this missed putt on this final hole. This would drop him down to 9 under par. And we've also had a few blemishes from some of the other players. We've got Kushal Singh, of course, currently with that double bogey on the 17th hole. And we also have Veer Lawat just about struggling to be at even par today. So, a couple of players having a tough time. We've had Harsh Gangwar play a round of 2 over par to drop to 15th position, way outside of that top 10. And, a couple of, lots of tough bogeys here today for Arjun Prasad to shoot a, 76 around a 6 over par. Probably the worst round he shot in 2025, be it in a tournament or otherwise. So yes, it's been a good day for some, and it's been a hard day for some others. Pretty much the name of the game, isn't it?
Absolutely, Rahul. And look at the top 5. Closing stages of the third day, moving day of any professional golf tournament, and a fair amount of movement, particularly at the very end of our day. Yuvraj Sandhu opening up a 3-stroke lead now over the man who is chased, who actually set out this morning one shot in the lead. Kushal Singh is now finds himself 3 off alongside Badal Hussain in shared second place so far. He is yet to, of course, finish. He might still pick up a shot and find himself in sole second place. Currently on 12 under par for the tournament. 1 over for the day. Yuvraj Sandhu 3 under for the day. And the final rights of day 3.
Kushal Singh will look to make amends on this final hole. He will most certainly want to at least birdie it. I don't think he'll be too happy with the par because he's tied second, 3 strokes behind. And he has sent the ball soaring over those trees that Rahul Bajaj was just talking about. On to the fringe. It's a longish putt.
Well, pretty good space to be in, though. I think he's given himself a chance to, in fact, even probably be able to make an eagle. He's not very far away from the flagstick, and greens are not super fast. They're at about 8.1 on the stim, but they're playing beautifully, so that could give him a chance to even chip it in. And probably there's enough fire burning inside him at this moment as well that he probably wants that. Let's take a look now at Yuvraj Sandhu coming up from the fairway. Yeah, Yuvraj has what looks like a 4 or a 5 iron in his hand. Will have to get this golf ball going right over those trees and look for this ball to get onto the green. Yuvraj can really hit a nice high draw. This shot certainly demands one.
He'll look to nail this for sure.
He kind of seems to have picked that one out a little bit to the right, but doesn't seem too bad. Right, found himself on the putting surface. No trouble.
Well, there are several ways to achieve an objective, I guess.
Sometimes the body English really doesn't give it away, does it? And Yuvraj certainly didn't let us get all of it. Veer Lawat now. Veer again, another player who has enough height on his long irons. He can surely get this golf ball up close and personal. Veer seems to be going with something like a 7 iron, looks like.
More for the elevation, I think.
Well, I think he's also got the length on his side. Actually, he's quite a tall guy, so his elevation itself helps to power the ball enough height. And certainly, he was the longest guy from this group. And that this is kind of like where the drone is right now. Straight down would be where the downhill is at. Let's take a look now at the officials here at the Rambagh Golf Club. That is Siddharth Sharma driving alongside one of the members here at the club. Beautiful day here at the Rambagh Golf Club. Great conditions this week. 24 degrees temperature as we had this morning. Sunny day out here at the Rambagh Golf Club. So if you all are in Jaipur, I implore you to get out there, watch some of the best golfing action which has come to your town.
I have a lot of memories with Siddharth Sharma, touring with him across the country in the early 2000s. And good golfer. That's a little gap that Rahul Bajaj was talking about. You got to fly those trees to get onto the green.
Yes, in fact, as taken like a little bit of a break here, I was trying to understand, and you've had quite a career in the sports field throughout, right? So you've been associated with the game of golf for so many years, and believe also with the game of squash for many years, isn't it? Do you get to play enough?
Not squash really, cricket. Golf and cricket.
You do a lot of squash commentary as well, right?
Yes, I do squash commentary, but I've never played.
You
the
don't
sport.
play it? Oh wow. Okay, that's interesting.
I'm a true Indian.
And cricket, of course, has been something that you've played for a very, very long time, and competitively as well.
Correct. In fact, my cricket is what got me my golf job in 1998.
Wow, cricket does seem to get people some golf jobs, doesn't it?
Every cricketer you ask now always has the same answer. If I were to play again, if I were to be reborn, I would be reborn a golfer. No one wants to play cricket anymore.
So that's the sport, guys. Now golf really becoming a strong sport, a household name in the country. Lots and lots of people are now joining this sport in various parts of the country. New golf courses, driving ranges, and whatnot coming up. Lots of training facilities coming up for the sport, and it's only a matter of time. We already have so many champions from the nation, and only a matter of time that we're going to have many more. And as we talk about champions, Yuvraj Sandhu there reading the line as we get that aerial view, and Veer Alawat has found himself in the bunker on the left side of the green on the 18th.
A beautiful drone shot there. Yuvraj standing over his ball, judging the line. He's reading the line now. Is the champion golfer, the order of merit leader.
Veer is probably one of the strongest ball strikers that I've come across in the country. Really, a simple golf swing, and produces some of the strongest ball flights that you would find. One of the better ball strikers. As we take a look at Yuvraj Sandhu. Sandhu would have to putt first. I think Kushal is a bit closer than him to this flag's position.
In my time, Indrajit Bhalotia drove the ball a long way. Have you ever played with him, Rahul?
Absolutely. Indrajit Bhalotia, does used to pack a punch behind the golf ball. He still plays a bit of golf. Let's take a look now at Kushal Singh. Kushal's coming up from the front of the green and has decided to use the putter. Pin today on the 18th is 26 in and towards the left side of the green.
What a putt. What a putt. He just has to tap that in now. Outstanding judgment of the line, of the speed of the green.
Sorry, Ashwin. Apologies. The pin is 17 in and 6 from the left. And that makes it pretty much in the middle of the green. And Kushal Singh bringing home a birdie here to close in his round on the 18th at this penultimate round. So he should finish at 13 under par on this third round and would come in at that score for the rest of the 18 that remain here at the Jaipur Open 2025. Yuvraj Sandhu, our leader now, putting for eagle here on the 18th.
This is almost like a final day. The excitement is thick in the air.
Superb attempt here. That you saw that golf ball really looked like it backspun to stop itself, like it had a magnet on it.
Brilliant putt. Great judgment. He would have loved to, of course, drain that.
Another player to watch out for, Manoj S certainly is one of the players that everyone should watch out for. He's a rookie on the tour. He's all of 17 years of age, coming in from the Karnataka Golf Association, the KGA Golf Club, and a youngster. He's definitely not shy of shooting under pars and making tons of birdies, and so he's going to be one player to watch out for. Viraj Madappa also finding form again, now coming off injuries and lots of swing changes, shooting a 6 under par today to move to 8 under par for the tournament. So and Saptak Talwar, the winner at the JP Greens, the Adani Invitational, shot a 5 under par today, bogey free round. Saptak also another one of those youngsters that you want to watch out for. He does play a lot internationally as well, puts himself out there, and really a strong swinger of the golf club. Veer Lawat putting for birdie here on the 18th.
Leaves that short.
It's leaves it just about short of the hole. I think he's kind of had this thing throughout the day, right? We've seen him hit most of his putts online, but tends to leave them slightly short. Seems like probably something that of speed that he's trying to figure out.
Now comes what's one of the most important putts of the day. Yuvraj Sandhu. Will he birdie this and maintain his 3-stroke lead, or will the lead reduce to 2? And it's a birdie. Yuvraj Sandhu continues in a 3-stroke lead going into the final day. The Jaipur Open 2025 is their exciting times. Make sure you're at the golf course if you are in Jaipur tomorrow. Otherwise, tune into our channel, tune into YouTube, and watch on ABP News. Watch this final day, which promises to showcase some outstanding golfing action. Yuvraj Sandhu leads the field at 16 under. At sole second place is Kushal Singh, who was derailed by 2 double bogeys today, else he would have certainly been in the lead. At 13 under, and 12 under is Badal Hussain of Bangladesh. 11 under at 4th place is Veer Alabat. What's your take on this, Rahul?
Well, it's been a brilliant day here at the Rambagh Golf Club. I think we've seen a really interesting day on the third day, which is known as the moving day at the golf tournament. Yuvraj, of course, as we know, is a great front runner. Currently 16 under par. We have Kushal Singh at 13 under par, and I think Kushal is hungry, and I think that it's not going to be an easy day tomorrow for Yuvraj. Kushal will try to definitely grab hold of the opportunity as best as he can. And Badal Hussain also, he's trying to look for a victory here on the PGT of India. So it is definitely going to be interesting. There we have the top 10 of our leaderboard here on the screens now, so you can have a look. Veer Lawat at 11 under par. You've got Kalin Joshi and Divyanshu Bajaj at 10 under. Vishesh Sharma, Saptak Talwar, Gaurav Pratap Singh, Shaurya Bhattacharya, and Ravi Kumar round up at a tie for 7th position. We'll be rounding up the top 10 at 9 under par. So definitely has been a super interesting day over here, and we're going to see some interesting action tomorrow because it is a person who is looking for his first win on the main tour, and Yuvraj Sandhu, of course, the front runner, is looking to gain the Order of Merit. And there we have the highlights of the day. There's a brilliant shot here on the par 3, the 11th hole, by Ravi Kumar. As Yuvraj Sandhu coming up onto the 10th green. Plays this wedge shot beautifully. Ravi Kumar with that putt for birdie and leaves that putt a little short. Veeralawat on the 10th hole, rolling that one in beautifully. Finds the bottom of the cup for birdie. Raj, unfortunately. On the 11th hole, again, nice high draw for him. Being one of the few players that you would find be able to grab his feet so quickly in terms of the amount of pressure that he employs. Aishwarya Bhattacharya putting here on the 13th hole. I left that one right. Mohammad Azhar. And now you got Sandhu. Kushal Singh, who is currently at second position. Harsh Gangwar kind of had a bit of war of himself with the course today. Ravi Kumar on the 13th. Arjun Prasad, another guy who had a not so great showing today, but he is a fine player currently. Third on the Order of Merit here on the PGT of India. Aishwarya Bhattacharya trying to pull off some antics here from the left side of the green on the 14th. Flops one up and does a fine job of it. Badal Hussain not quite happy. And there we have a look at the Badals from Kushal Singh's golf ball and a quick look at the highlights here. It's like catch me if you can. Ravi Kumar on the 14th. A fine job of this chip and run. And did convert it for a birdie. Harsh Gangwar from the bunker on the same hole, playing in the same group alongside Ravi. Ravi drained this one in for the birdie. The only player in this group to have made birdie on the par 5. Aishwarya Bhattacharya on the 16th hole tee shot, and Kushal Singh rounding up. Gangwar, of course, coming up a little shy on that putt, leaving it on the low side. And Ravi Kumar didn't really take the right leave from his book. Yuvraj Sandhu. What a great roll on the ball, and unfortunately all of those antics also did not help. And as we now close in on the third round's presentation here, the live telecast, we all will be meeting you again tomorrow at the same time here on YouTube for the Jaipur Open 2025, powered by Shubhashish Homes, the 25th event of the 2025 PGTI season. This is me, Rahul Bajaj, signing off alongside my co-commentator Ashwin Krishnan and Rahul Banerjee.
ठीक है I'll see you right. I've got to go down to the park. I'll get my car. I was going to washroom. Long way to